Hey girls, it's Bree.
It's Cece.
It's Angela.
And you're tuned into
For
For
the
the Girls. Today we have, look, I have only read the title and I'm like,
I know, I feel
what is
bad
this
for my
about?
good
It's about to
sis.
get real.
Juicy.
So before we jump into today's episode, I want to read a review that was highlighted from our YouTube. The episode was is repairing a failing relationship. Wow, guys. Is repairing a failing friendship of 10 years worth it? Jessica Sanders commented, I love Couch Talk with the ladies. Can't tell you how much these episodes have helped me. They've been so helpful with all of the life changes I've gone through lately, trying to use all of these changes to become a better version of myself. And you ladies have been a huge part of that.
Love
So,
that.
Thank you.
Jessica.
Thank Jess.
You know, I just like envision all of
wrong with
our
me?
girls sitting on the couch with us. You know
I
what I'm saying?
know. We need to start filming in our PJs with like hot chocolate.
You know,
or
I'm actually not
something.
mad at that because I'm running out of outfits.
And look, for those of you who are not watching us right now, you're just listening. We all have like these gorgeous dresses on with pillows and blankets like covering up our cuckoos because it's too
This
short.
short's a little
We
short.
We
Yeah,
run
this
out
dress
of
is a
stuff
little
to
short.
wear. This,
But it went with the color scheme, so I was like,
know.
shit.
And it's
put
so
this on.
cute.
I
You guys can't even see.
When we
gotta
stand up,
cover
it's
it.
appropriate.
One day we're coming through with some jammies.
Yes, we're gonna have like a jammy month.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. All right, so Angela, read our situation and let's see
All
who
right,
we are
guys.
helping today.
Hold on. Okay, good sis wants to remain anonymous per the usual. I've been dating my boyfriend for the past 4 years. We met at work and worked together for 2 years before I was promoted to another location in the same school district. Okay, educators. Before I met my boyfriend, he had a fling with a parent at the same school 2 months before meeting me. Yeah. When we first started dating, before making it official, we agreed that if we decided to date or get involved with someone else, we would notify each other and let the other person decide to stay or leave. During our dating / getting to know each other stage, he was still involved with this parent. I didn't know anything about this involvement until he showed up to work one day with a hickey on his neck.
Oh, okay.
That day, I communicated that his dishonesty was not what I wanted, and I decided to leave. Afterward, he communicated that he did not want me out of his life, was apologetic, and worked hard to win me back. He communicated to this woman that he was in a relationship and that she needed to move on. I forgave him, and we made it official. Okay. All right. Now, here we go. Since that time, this woman has stalked him. She showed up at his school to pick up her kids practically naked.
Huh?
Stalked me.
Wait, I want to know what that means.
Sent me threatening emails to my work email, which I reported. Showed up at his house unannounced late at night and tried to get hired at our job to stalk us both. She calls him daily and begs him to either sleep with her or have a relationship with her. The past 4 years have been exhausting. I have often explained to him that her actions show that he is still in contact with her or giving her hope for a future with him.
Okay.
He has been transparent with me about her and has given me access to his phone whenever he shows me messages he has sent to her to leave us alone, has recorded conversations with her, and has even reported her to our district as a potential stalker. He seems to be doing the work needed to get her out of our lives. When we returned home from a late night out, we found her waiting at his apartment door for him. Whoa. I go inside, not to start a conflict, and he talks to her, tells her to leave, and says she's disrespectful. I love my boyfriend and can see a future with him and what we have built, but I can no longer take this woman trying so hard to interfere in our relationship. We always argue about this, and he can't seem to understand why I'm angry and can't ignore her as he does. Should I continue to trust that he's doing what he says he's doing, or is her behavior red flags about what he is hiding from me? Yeah.
Wait, did I miss it? How long have they been dating?
4 years.
She's been stalking this entire
For 4
time.
years?
Oof,
That's insane.
She has issues.
Okay, see, wait, you guys.
Okay,
This is crazy. See, this is why. What's the saying? You don't eat where you don't shit where you sleep, or
You don't shit where you eat.
shit where you eat.
That's what they say.
Okay.
I feel like
See,
this is why
you
people be listening to us like, them girls always get them sayings
I
wrong.
know.
That is not correct.
We love y'all for loving us as we are.
Okay, we working.
But I know where you're going. I know where you're going, Cece. Okay,
you don't fondle where you work. Like,
girl,
like this is a parent.
But okay, y'all.
At your job. Like, if you knew that you was just trying to get freaky with this lady, like you can get freaky with other ladies whose kids don't go to the same school that you teach at.
Girl, look, I'm at my school. I've seen it.
What? Tell us the tea,
even
Angela.
to the point where I had to hit y'all with that laugh twice today. Ooh, okay, so it was a girl who worked at our school. So apparently the mother and the baby father went together. But I mean, the kid was going to our school. So dad was dropping off, girl was dropping her off. And dad liked this woman who worked at my school. It ended up getting her pregnant. She had it. And then the baby mother didn't know for 2 years that she had a brother, that her daughter had a little brother. Ooh, it was a mess, child.
Don't tell me they ended up going to the same school.
No. The mother
appalled, y'all.
I mean, it happens. That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna try again to all the dirty details because there was courts, there was all kinds of stuff.
It is, it's hard to meet people nowadays. I could totally see how, if you were a teacher and there was the parent, like I could see it. But you're probably not going into it thinking she's gonna be a crazy stalker.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that's just like a good pause for warning, like people are getting crazier and crazier, especially with social media and all this location service tracking and all that stuff. Y'all got to start being careful out here.
You guys, it's giving swarm. I know that I mentioned this offline before we started filming. But like, I know some of my sisters out there have seen Swarm. Okay, I think it's based off of a true story. Do y'all think it's based off of a true story? If it's not, it's definitely giving true story, and it's based off of like a crazy Beyonce fan who turns into a serial killer. Based off of just like anybody who talks shit about Beyonce. Now, it's not Beyonce in the show, but we know it's based off of Beyonce in the Beehive. So, but it's giving that, like, people are crazy. You don't know what people are capable of.
Yeah.
That's why, like, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys are navigating this dating space, please be careful with the people that you choose to have in your space. Not only because you don't know what someone's capable of, you don't know what type of mental state they're in, but also just like to stay free of diseases. Like, you don't want to catch something that you can't get rid of. If you catch my drift.
From like 10 years ago, there's like so much more access. There's the swipies to the lefties, and then there's the hinges, and then there's the plenty of fishes. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. There's
Bumble's popping.
There's Instagram. There's TikTok. There's way more access than what used to be. And it's just, okay, so that means instead of having access to 5 guys, there's access to 15. Chances are somebody's crazy in that 15. So just be careful, y'all. Be careful.
And use protection.
Yes.
People don't be liking to use protection.
Okay.
Anymore.
All right. Let's
I know. We done.
Okay. My first question
digressed.
that pops out is, do y'all think this man is leading this lady along, or do you think
just it doesn't sound like it?
As it based on the information and the evidence?
The evidence is giving no. However, it's been 4 years.
So that means this bitch is crazy. That's what that means.
It's either or. It's either he's doing a good job of hiding that he be, dibbling and dabbling,
dicking her down,
or she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
I mean, this is pretty serious, guys.
I wonder if I wonder if it seems like every time there's a situation, she lets him handle it, and she like puts herself inside or goes away.
Which is
like, I wonder
he should be leading the charge.
I wonder if she had a conversation with her though, if the woman would tell her like, oh, we're still, That
was my thought at the end. After she said, We returned home, I found her waiting, and he tossed her and tells her to leave and says she is disrespectful. Disrespectful. My question would have been like, chick, why are you here?
Why are the police not called? Because she's on his well, he lives in an apartment, so it's not his property.
But I mean, he's leasing it. What the heck? Like, I don't know. It's hard for me.
I want to know.
But I mean, there is a strong possibility this lady's just crazy. So I don't want to throw that out there, but there is still the possibility. I mean, the evidence sounds strong that he's not leading her on. If he is he's doing a masterful man. That is a masterful person there.
No, but you guys, like, I mean, honestly, so I wonder if she feels threatened, like in any way that this lady could cause any harm. I mean, she should if it's been 4 years and this chick is still popping up at houses, her child goes to the school, but like, it's like.
I think what bothers me is this sentence here. We always argue about this and he can't seem to understand why I'm angry and can't ignore her as he does.
Where's my flag?
What? That's the thing that makes me be like,
can someone pull a flag out? Thank you, Bree.
Yes, there we go. Where is it?
Thank you, Bree.
That's the thing.
I lost mine,
like,
child.
He should understand why you're angry, right? He should understand that you can't ignore it. It's been 4 years.
Not angry? Why is he not angry that sis is popping up?
And can't ignore her as he does?
Why? Like, what? Like, how can you
that's
even
what's
ignore
me
a
the
situation
icks.
like this?
It's giving me the icks. That's giving me the icks. Even though the evidence is strong.
Which we don't know if that's evidence. It could, it could be
who
tailored.
Knows
what other things are happening behind the scenes. I want to be a detective on this case and figure it out.
Detective, walk us through it.
You need to go and I want to ask. Like, she needs to ask.
I'd say at 4 years,
like,
I would have gone and asked her.
You and her need to have a conversation, because if she says, let me not say if she says, if something is going on, she will have the proof. The girl can pull up receipts of messages, calls, all of that, messages and calls that he could have been deleting from his phone.
Good point.
So if I were her, if his energy of getting upset at you for being upset or being like, I don't understand what the issue is, it's giving guilt. It's giving, I'm trying to hide this. It's giving, stop giving it so much attention because you're hiding something. So I would be like, and I wouldn't even like warn him. At this point, I'm sure you know how to get in contact with the woman. I would just woman to woman and be as polite and as gracious as you can. Hey, Sarah, Lindsay, whatever her name is.
Lindsay.
She sounds like a white girl. I'm just saying, it's given crazy Becky. So whatever your name is.
Given that movie with Beyonce.
He's probably a nice looking brother. Like, she's just
a nice
like,
little.
Oh my God, I just need Javon.
We are totally making assumptions, but if this fits the narrative, let us know, because if we're like hitting it on the head, we deserve some type of credit. But anyways, I would just go to her woman to woman and say, hey, Lindsay, I'm really concerned. We've been dating for 4 years. You keep popping up. I just want to get your perspective on things and just ask, why do you feel the need to keep doing this if you know we're in a relationship?
I would do that
because what
too.
Lindsay's going to do is either show you she's batshit crazy, or she is going to say, girl, listen, I know he tells you you're in a relationship with him. I know you might think that you guys are doing X, Y, and Z, but look at this. Right. He's with me. He does this, blah, blah, blah. I'm not someone who's crazy. It's that he is playing two sides of the fence, and you haven't been able to see that because you haven't been able to have a conversation with me.
That's a good point.
I would start there.
I had a friend who, it wasn't to this degree, like where like the chick was stalking him, but her man was telling her one story, and like they were together, like they were like living with each other, and then they like I forget what happened because it was a while ago, but like they were still together, but they like started like living apart, and but still so very much in a relationship or whatever, and like she started noticing that he was starting to like move a little bit differently, and that he was like he kept saying to her, hey, you should connect with so and so. I think she'd be a good resource for you to like get connected to. And like he kept bringing up like this other chick's name like all the time, and she was like, why are you so pressed for me to like get connected with Shorty, like whatever. And so she ended up connecting with her, and then she was like, but she had like some like suspicion around it, like, why is he so pressed? So like she was like, I just asked her flat out, like, so what's going on with you and homie? And she was like, oh, well, girl, I don't know what he's telling you, but, you know, it started off as business, but he's, you know, we've actually been together now for like, it was like something crazy, like 7 or 8 months. It was wild. I don't know why this man did that. I guess because he, I think what he was trying to do was that he was trying to cover his ass.
All suspicion.
Yeah, like eliminate all suspicion and cover his ass, because I think that like she had like saw on his phone, like, who is this? And then and he was like, oh, this is just business, blah, blah, blah. And then she said that she looked in his phone or like on like his Apple Watch or iPad or something, and saw that that he had like actually been like, hey, don't say anything about us, like, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like
girls will be girls.
He started having like people be having whole second families.
Look,
I heard about
smooth
that.
criminals, okay? There's some smooth criminals
Some
out
fraudsters,
here. They be getting
some
away
scammers
with some stuff.
I mean,
wow.
And
Start
I think
there.
I think where that sentence, that's what really got the red flag that you pulled out.
Yeah.
Understand why I'm angry. He can't seem to understand why I'm angry and can't ignore her as he does. Why is he ignoring her? Why?
That is nothing to ignore.
That's what I'm saying. You should be with a partner who doesn't mind hurting someone's feelings for you. Like, he should be going to the police. He should be doing all the things, because if you're uncomfortable with it, he should be fighting to show you that, or not show you, fighting to make you comfortable. Like, he should be doing all the things. And it's like ignoring her. Wait, why? If she is showing up naked to things, how come he cannot understand why she's angry? I would be so, girl, you are not out of your mind. If any woman shows up to your man anything angry, or sorry, shows up to your man's anything naked, you have every right to be angry. I'd be so mad. Like, why is she here?
I would have whooped her naked.
I want to say, you know, our good sis is better than me, because if this woman is constantly showing up to like the house, to like to the school, whatever, I would have been popped up and been like, okay, shorty, you and I need to have a fucking conversation.
He should be hurt her
I'm
feelings.
telling y'all, I think it's a 75% chance that something ain't right.
Something's not right. It's that sentence. That sentence is the red flag.
Detective Smith, after further investigation, I'd like to change my conclusion. It's giving a little fishy.
It's fishy, right? It's that sentence. I'm sorry, y'all know I pull out the highlighter and I'll start notating and anecdoting, because it's that sentence.
Notating and anecdoting.
We always argue about this. This is a constant argument. In any relationship, you should not be arguing about this. You should be arguing over things that matter. Like, he can't seem to understand why I'm angry and can't ignore her. He needs to be doing all the things. He needs to be hurting her feelings so she doesn't want to come around. Now, if he's doing that, yes, that's a stalker bitch. She's crazy.
Yeah. Now, I will say, if you feel like you've communicated with him your concerns and he's not taking the necessary action you would like him to take, it's giving red flag.
It is.
And so if you feel like you've covered all your bases as far as addressing everything with him and asking him to take specific action, and he's weary to take that action, you may want to start reconsidering what's really going on, or, and to Bree's point, having a conversation with shorty, if this is really like the man that you want to be with. I think you might need to do some of your own investigation into this.
And this is one of those situations where I don't even think it should take her having to communicate, hey, deal with this. If this was happening, like, I know without a doubt, if my man, Sean, Shane, if any chick, it did in 4 years, give it 4 days or 4 moments, 4 times that somebody pulled some of the stuff that she has pulled, I wouldn't need to communicate, get this under control, especially if it's someone from his past. Like, this woman, he knows what he did with her. Yeah. So even if nothing is happening now, it is his responsibility. He shouldn't have to be communicated with. It's like, this is an issue and it needs to be fixed. And if he can't, 1, fix it on his own and take every action to try to do so, and then 2, after being communicated, is still giving you this, like, I don't get what the problem is. I think he boning her.
Something not right. I don't know. He's recorded her, but if she's really like down for him and the way that she's showing up,
her?
she said they recorded conversations with her. I mean, and who's to say that he didn't stage the conversation?
Hello? Okay,
or
that's what I'm saying about, like,
if
like
it hasn't happened in person, I don't trust it.
Some men, because some of them live double lives, will tell the other woman, hey, make sure that you don't say blah, 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 because I'm about to call you right now, and she's right here next to me. Right. Like, I need you to, like, play cool. And, like, sis might play cool, and then she might be like,
why do that?
This? Yeah. Like, like, I should be his woman, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm telling you, you never know. I've dated men who had baby mamas that I've realized that they were actually living with and was definitely still very much so with them.
Yeah. And here's the thing. If he's telling, I'm going to call her Lindsay. If he's telling Lindsay that I'm not with her, or like, it's not that, like, it's boom, boom, and he's still messing with her on the side, it would explain why she would be showing up in situations that would be intimate for the both of them. Like, if she was at the apartment, half naked, whatever, waiting for him to get back, if you wasn't with him, that could have been the situation that they do all the time. It just happened to be that you were with him. Right there. So it looks crazy. Like, wait, this is my man. Why is this woman showing up naked? Because, baby, he might not just be your man. He might be Lindsay's man.
So I agree. I think there's like a 75% chance, honestly. Oh, Lord.
Sorry.
I do. That's what my gut is telling me. And it's really that whole, why can't you ignore her like I do? Like, well, you're not about to protect me? That's how I feel like. I need protection right now. This should not be an issue. Problem. What do you always say about people being together for a certain number of years? They've been together for a certain number of years. This should not be an issue right now. No. The issue should be, what are we doing next with our relationship? This is like a minuscule issue that shouldn't be popping up. And for y'all to always be arguing about it, it is a red flag.
And if she's really a stalker, why hasn't a restraining order been put in place?
I mean, they said that they've reported him, but to the school district.
To the school?
What are they about to do?
What's the school gonna do?
Okay, let's get to talking about some other things because we have a lot to cover. So first, have either of you ever had a stalker or have a stalker story?
Not like that. Okay,
what's your
go
story?
Ahead, Cece.
I mean, so, it wasn't like this bad where he showed up. At least not that I know of. Shit, I don't know. In college, I had a stalker, and where he. We went to the same high school. He was younger than me. Then I went off to college, thank God. But I wasn't that far away. And he was just constantly just hitting me up. I mean, blowing up my phone, you guys. There was this one time, I swear to you not, he called me 72 times within like 3 hours. 72 times. Ooh. And so I was like, literally, I was in the library. I remember this like it was yesterday. I was in the library and I was like, this is insane. If this dude is acting like this, and I've never talked to this dude. He was just like some weird young dude who was just obsessed with me. Why you so obsessed with me? Everybody knows.
Lying that you're texting me. I don't know
me
the
neither.
words.
That's where I draw the line. But everyone loves a good Mariah Carey moment. Anywho, so like my stalker was never to this degree, thank God. But
this is a bit much.
Like it was weird because, you know, that's why I go back to like when my comment in the beginning is like, you never know that the type of people that even you give your number to, because I've dated a lot of weirdos, bro. I remember this one African dude I was dating, dog. Like we never had sex or anything, who was just He was very infatuated with me, and I gave him my time and my energy on occasion at best. And he would buy me like gifts, and like I remember I got like a few like custom suits by him. And so like, you know, and so I was like, okay, well, this is worth my time and energy. I'm getting free stuff. But this dude was so crazy. I remember one time I was in the club and he was at a table like across from me, and he like had like these like big like bug eyes, and I remember it was like, you know, it's like it's in the club, it's dark, I'm lit, I'm having a good time, and I just happen to like scan across the room, and I see this nigga just like staring me down, y'all. I was frightened. I was like, oh shit, what the fuck? And then so I just like looked away real quick. And then I just like, every time I would just kind of like scan back over, he would be staring at me. And then like, and so I just acted like I didn't see him because he wasn't my dude. I've never even had sex with him or anything. And so I was like, I'm going to ignore this because I think I was at the club with some other dude. And so this is toxic Cece, by the way. And so I think after we left the club, he hit me up and he was like, so you're just gonna act like you didn't see me? And I was like, I don't owe anything to you. And then like, even like saying that can really trigger someone to just like crazy. Snap, you know? So it's just, I mean, just, especially like ladies, like the dating pool is crazy right now, I'm sure. But just really be careful and be mindful about like who you're going on dates with and who you're surrounding yourself with, and also being intoxicated in certain environments. There have been way too many times that like by the grace of God, I got out of an environment that was not a good environment for me to be in. Thank God I've nothing severe happened to me. Like I've been sexually assaulted, but I've like, you know, by the grace of God, I've never been like raped or anything. But like I've definitely put myself in situations where something like that could have happened, you know? So you really just have to be careful with how you move and like and the types of people that you're around, because you just don't know what people are capable of.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, and again, I go back to the access thing. Like people can find you now. Like, don't be dropping your location on Instagram where you're at. Yeah. It's just, you guys gotta, I never started thinking about that till, you know, wasn't Nipsey Hussle, someone else in LA. P&B Rock. Yeah. He dropped his location and got shot. Like, I never would think about that 10 years ago when I was dating. Like that's you got to be careful,
even
guys.
One thing that some of our friends do, and I'm like, I got to stop doing that. They'll take pictures in real time and post them in real time, like while they're at the location. And like, even if you don't tag the location, we live in DC. A lot of the places you can tell what it is from a photo. Yeah. And they're only about to pull
taking up on her right now.
Yeah, they're only taking photos my phone. When, and no, this happened with one of our friends. They like a guy like came from out of state to come to an event just to meet her, and he was like super weird. He like sent flowers to her house or something, which was like, how did you know where I live? Like, followed her home. Oh my God, and like stuff like that. Like, you have got to be careful. Like, that picture is not that important. Your cute outfit is not that cute for you to be out here showing people where you are in real time. Yeah. It is not.
That happened to me too. I was actually that like just triggered it. There was another dude. I was not dating him. He was just infatuated with me through Instagram. And I, at the time, used to post where I worked. I worked with the Congress at the time, and it's not that hard to like, you know, kind of like see like the building that I was working with. And I was like very like, you know, I'm here at the House of Representatives, you know, the Ford House office building. Like, that's like, I was just being dumb. And he sent me flowers to my job, and they were delivered, and it was like anonymous. Like, he didn't write who they were from, just wrote like a phone number. So then I was like, what the fuck? So like, I looked up the number online, saw who it was, and I like searched him on Instagram. I was like, wow, this is fucking weird. So a few weeks later, I was actually out on a date, and I had posted like on my story where I was at, and I tagged the location. Y'all, I swear to you on my mommy's life, and actually I take that back. I don't want to swear on her life, but I swear to you, this dude popped up an hour later after I posted it. And I like was just like standing in the bar. And this was like a very intimate bar. Like it only sat like 20 people. And I like was scanning the room. I was like, we have to go. I was like, what? I was like, I'm ready to go to the next location. Like it was so weird, scary. But
yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about, because you've never had a stalker?
Not like that. Like I've had some like, okay, you're doing a lot kind of guys, but not to the point where they're popping up or sending me flowers to my address and stuff. So
the closest thing I had was like this guy, which he clearly, and when I'm not saying this to be like, oh, I'm everything, and like this guy was not. He just clearly did not have a chance. He was like super young and like just super tiny, like really small guy, really nerdy, like. He was just very awkward. Like, I would just never be interested in him. Like, even the things he liked to talk about. Like, he would come to all my events and he would always try to make small talk with me. And it was the worst conversations I've ever had in my life. And he, for some reason, thought that I enjoyed those conversations and would constantly, when he would see me out, he would attend every event that I hosted, even if it wasn't at my, like, studio. And then because he knew where I worked, I owned the studio, he would just come. Like, I would be teaching a class and he would, like, walk in the door and he would just be standing there. And I'm like, excuse me, you can't be in these classes. Like, it's a women's only class. Like, can you please, exit the building? This is a private class. And he would just constantly show up. He would wait outside, like in his car, to where when I would leave, he would like be like, oh, I just wanted to make sure to walk you to your car because it's late. And all I did was have one of my male friends, pull him to the side and let him know, like, yo, like, it was like, this is my little sister, like, you're making her feel mad uncomfortable. If I see you around here again, like, we're gonna have an issue. And I never saw him again. So I think that it's important, if you do see signs of somebody making you uncomfortable, like, obviously the police is one route, but even just having another male or someone, and again, it can't be aggressive because you don't want someone to lose their life over, a crazy person, but there has to be steps taken that make sure that you protect yourself because people are crazy. There was a show that I was watching about stalkers. I think it's called Being a Stalker or Becoming a Stalker, and it explains how these people, they don't even understand that they're stalking. And if a stalker is at that level where they don't even know that they're stalking, they think that they're just loving you and letting you know that they care about you, then it gets really, really dangerous because psychologically they are just jacked up and they will kill people. They will do all different types of stuff. And that's what this show is about, is how these people, they never harmed the person who they were stalking, but they would kill family members, boyfriends, like friends, just to get them out of the picture, because when they were stalking them, watching them from afar or following them, they didn't want the other person in the picture, so they would eliminate them. And like, it's a real thing. People really have psychological issues, so always protect yourself. But outside of that, the main thing that I want to do too, Dre made sure to list what an actual like definition of a stalker is. Angela, do you have it on your thing? Huh?
Yeah. Stalking means to harass or persecute someone with unwanted and obsessive attention. If this lady is doing that without this guy, kind of egging her on, then yes, that's a stalker. And if you take Bree's advice and you talk to her and you try to see what the heck is going on from her point of view, and there really is nothing going on, there's nothing he's doing to kind of keep egging her on, then I think it's his job to lead the charge on this, to get a restraining order, to do all the things to make you comfortable, to make you feel protected, because you don't feel protected in this moment. My good sis, whoever you are, like, you don't feel protected. Like, this isn't okay. And what does that mean for your partner to protect you? You've clearly communicated to him at this point what the heck is wrong. You don't like this girl. I mean, I'm with you. I would not want no girl showing up at my man's job naked, or at my man's house naked, or whatever, showing up regardless. Like, come on now.
Again, that's what makes me think is something deeper going on.
So, exactly. And I think the thing that put it over the top for me is he's like, why can't you ignore her like I do? He's
Girl,
not trying to protect her.
If you don't bring this up again, this sentence got Angela.
No, that's what
bugging.
I need a yellow highlighter next time, Dre, because
I'm bothered by
it's
that
just
too, but-
it's like that's what I kept going back to that. Like, what? Why are you ignoring her? You should be protecting
He's
her.
trying to divert from the
That's
truth.
what it feels like. And I could be wrong because, again, he's given other evidence.
We need you
that
to
could be
question
staged.
this woman, a.k.a. Lindsay, and you need to let us know if, like, what her response was. I feel like she has receipts and proof that something else is going on. It's not adding up to me.
And if she doesn't, then yes, y'all need a restraining order. And he has to lead the charge.
That's what I want to get into next is, like, when dealing with someone who is, you know, showing stalker-like characteristics and are doing things that make you feel uncomfortable. Like, when is it time to bring, like, law enforcement into the picture? What do you guys think?
I mean, I think as soon as possible. You got to protect yourself. Life is precious. You never know. Like, any moment. Like you said, old man showed up at the club. An hour later, you just never know.
But I can't. But even in that, I agree. Even in that situation, in order for a restraining order to stick, there has to be proof of, like, gosh, I'm not a lawyer, you guys. So lawyers, please help me out. But
of, like, them harming you,
right?
or trying
Proof
to do something
of potential harm, or so on and so forth. So just simply her popping up at his house may not be enough for a restraining order, right? So my thing is,
that's real though.
But if it is, like, if you are feeling threatened, you need to make sure that you are building a case around this. So you have to really protect yourself and document it.
He's been reporting to the district, because how, like, getting somebody's work email, and that's a little bold. You're not about to be emailing me it's at the K-12 address
on the website. Not that hard, girl. It's probably like
she probably just put her name
first
and
name,
then
last
at the
name
school.
at the school.
Yeah, good point. That is literally my email address.
Exactly. It's not that hard, sis.
So I have like two opinions on the law enforcement thing, because one, you never want to, like, if someone's doing something like what Cece had mentioned with that story, like, I think that would have been unfair for her to go and press charges against this man and put his name in a system when he didn't actually threaten her. Yes, creepy, sure.
Yes.
But, like, label him stalker, I don't think so. So I think you have to be careful and make sure that, like, you know, if you are going to go to law enforcement, that person is deserving of that title, because that's what's going to end up happening if it goes anywhere. But also, the law enforcement doesn't actually protect us in an immediate way with that. Like, you can go and file, and even if the restraining order is put in place, it doesn't keep that person from coming at you anyways and hurting you. So it's not that doing that will actually, like, protect your life. What it will do is give that person a warning and let them know that you're not playing, and that this is something that, you know, hopefully will make them change their mind about continuing.
A legal boundary.
Will protect your life
If I know. So that was going to be
kidding.
no, but that was going to be my next point.
But
I do think
you should get a gun and protect yourself, though.
If something like that is happening, do all the things. You should have mace in your purse. You should have some, something sharp that out of your keys can pop out. I will mess somebody up with my keys. Anyways, you need something sharp on, like, your keychains, and, like, have things to protect yourself. That way, should something arise, again, whether or not you have this legal protection, again, there's no invisible wall where it's like, haha, you can't touch me.
Right.
Like, someone's going to do what they want to do regardless. I think the only point of doing the legal action is to hopefully get that person to stop and to back off. But if that doesn't work, then good God, like, you know, what are you in for?
And I just want to also touch on the protecting aspect of it.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's like, for everyone out there, you know, I really encourage everyone to do an audit of their personal information online, right? So and take the necessary action to remove any sensitive information that you may have online. One thing is, like, you know, if you have a business, did you register your business underneath your home address?
Oh my gosh, I learned that from Dre and Bree.
If you did,
I had to switch that.
Highly recommend you getting a virtual address or a PO box or something, and re-registering your business under that. If you tag your location, I highly recommend you stop doing it, or take off your location tags. If you have overshared in previous years on your Facebook, go back and delete all that shit. If you Google yourself and you have very sensitive information on there, you need to reach out to the appropriate authorities to get that website taken down or get your information removed from that website. Like, we have to take more accountability of what we allow online, because we all know that a lot of our data is already out there, right? It's already been sold to hundreds or thousands of different parties, but we have more control over what we think we do, and we need to take back a little more control and more ownership of our personal information. Yeah. It's really, really critical.
No, I agree.
Do you know anyone that like helps with stuff like that? Like, if someone's like, I don't even know where to begin.
You know what? I don't. But what I will do is I will take for action looking up some resources, and I'll make sure that Dre provides it in the description.
Okay. Because I was like, after hearing you say that, I'm like, I don't even know what is actually out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I know business wise, like that, I don't have to worry about that. But like, just in general, like, I don't even know.
Yeah. I'll look up a few things, and I'll provide at least some resources where people can start maybe prompting ChatGPT how they can.
But also like having discernment with people that you mess with. Like, this man walked in with a hickey to a school from a parent. That's just not. Like, I get that happens.
That's where you don't.
People hook up.
Shit where you eat.
Is that the?
Yeah.
Please,
right.
Lord, let that be the right statement.
That is.
I'm gonna look it up.
Google it.
Yes,
like, you're like, her kids go there. Like, you're going to see, if it's an elementary school, you're going to see them kids for at least 5 or 6 years. So that means you're going to see that parent for 5 or 6 years, assuming that you're a teacher who's going to stay there, or whatever you are, an educator that's going to stay there. So, like, that probably wasn't the best decision. I'm just going to say that wasn't a great decision on his end. But hey, that's it. What?
I told you.
Shit where you eat. Don't shit where you eat. Yes. Don't shit where you eat, y'all. Come on now. Just be smart.
Even though I will say I do enjoy a snack on the toilet every once in a while.
Rihanna!
I do. I like it.
Oh my God.
TMI.
Dre just gave me the worst look.
Dre gives Bree the funniest faces. One of my favorite like pleasures in life is just seeing Dre's reaction to Bree.
He loves me.
But yeah, that's, I feel like if we could at least give a warning to all the girls, please be careful. It's crazy out here. You got to be careful with your digital footprints. You got to be careful with who you're hanging out with, because clearly you could go to Mexico and get killed by your own friends.
Oh my God. Ooh.
By your own friends?
You never heard about the Shanquilla thing? Is that how you say it?
Well, we're going to talk about this episode, because we ain't going to make these folks mad on here.
Yeah. Yes, you got to be careful. So if you're being careful with your digital footprint, your friends,
don't let us forget.
Please be careful with who you are inserting or
trusting.
Yes, like who you are having sexual relations with, because that's a whole nother level of intimacy that some people really cannot handle.
Yeah.
So what is our final, like, last advice in terms of, if she's gonna move forward with this guy, like, how can she
your
go
advice
about?
I think she should talk to the girl and see if A, she either brings up the receipts, or B, she really is batshit crazy. Mm-hmm. And if it's B, then y'all need to come up. He needs to lead a charge on a plan to protect you. Mm-hmm. And if he cannot protect you, what makes you think he's going to protect you when you marry, sis?
And I think it is important. Like I said, I don't think that it needs an explanation. I think that he should know exactly what to do. But in this case, where he's clearly not, I think that if you do talk to the girl and everything seems on the up and she really is just crazy, that you need to be very specific and very clear about what needs to happen in order for you to feel comfortable enough to move forward in this relationship with him, because it's going to take some change. Like, something's going to happen. And if you find out she's crazy, legally, let's stop talking to the school district and let's actually talk to the police station and get some things in writing to where she can't be within, 500 feet of you all or whatever the case is. Ooh,
it's giving stressful.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's...
But stuff like that, if the police get involved and the school district gets involved.
School districts too.
Yeah, they're gonna have to transfer. There's gonna be some transferring occurring. Like, there's things that can happen to make you feel protected, make you feel safe, and he should be leading the charge on that.
I'm so sorry you're going through this.
Yeah, it's giving stressful.
And let me find out, like, tell us, like, is she white? Is our brother black? Like, what's going on? I need a full picture painted because I'm just seeing like a crazy Becky.
I mean, it's giving that kind of energy.
It's that Beyonce obsessed movie. That's what it's giving.
Oh, I love movies like that.
Oh my God.
Swarm, y'all. I'm telling y'all, this is giving Swarm.
In closing, check out Swarm.
Oh my God.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in for another episode. Make sure if you have a story that you want us to talk about to go to relationshiprestored.com, click on For the Girls and help a girl out. Follow us on Instagram at Relationship Restored, at Brianna Ponte, at Cece Costin, and at Angela Hannah. Until next time, our love bugs.
Stay safe.